Yeah.
We all something.
Well, that is so funny.
I know. And then it's like, don't touch it, don't drop it, don't move it. That's me. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, Cindy Maletta is one that's like, okay, I got it. So I just have to set it down. Yeah. How is everybody doing?
You don't want to know.
Oh, well, we're freezing over here. We're having January weather in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the same here.
Yeah.
Becky, I cracked a rib.
Oh, gardening? Wrestling a jar? What did you do?
I leaned across the stool to wipe off the boards outside to paint them.
Well, that makes
And
sense.
just happened to lean a little bit too hard right where the ribs and the floating ribs meet. It's been agony. I can stand real well, and I can actually clear my throat this week without dying.
Oh, yeah, without dying.
Oh.
Oh, like when you feel a sneeze on, do you just start crying?
No, I go like this to get it straightened out as far as I can, so it's got as much room as possible.
Woo! Yeah, you
I
learned
wouldn't
the
go
trick.
to the doctor because he's on leave. His wife just died from cancer. I like the one nurse practitioner, but I keep getting the other one because the one I like has got all his calls. And I don't
like I get the backup
like
guy.
it, and I don't want to go, so I didn't go.
But realistically, it's like, what do? It's like your broken feet.
Nothing.
They just wrap you. So yeah.
No, they don't wrap you anymore. They don't do that anymore. They don't wrap you.
Oh, so I
checked
guess
the-
you're
I checked
okay
the-
unless you're in more pain. Then you go.
Right. Yes. And since it's been a week, 2 weeks.
Oh, no, it happened right after we met last time then.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think, when did we meet? Tuesday? 2 weeks?
Right. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
The next day.
Oh.
I didn't know how, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize how bad it was until last Thursday. I tried to drive over to Dave and Cam's to drop off stuff for church care group that night. I got to his house, I couldn't even get out of the car. I hurt so bad. And he came out to see what the problem was because we were picking up and exchanging, and he left his trunk open. Everything was in there. I says, Dave, I hurt my ribs. I says, and I can't get out to get it. I says, it hurts too bad to move.
I was just thinking of that one commercial. It's like, I've fallen and I can't get up. So there's Vicky bent over the stool. I'm falling over.
I feel like, oh no, my age is caught up with me.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're doing so much better. So are you able to sew? I mean, like, that's our real panic emotion. We're all, can you sew? Oh, because it's sitting.
Yeah.
Well, see, I have my machine and I stand.
I've got two that I sort of stand at, and I've done a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble with the machines. They need some doctor
Yeah, you
care.
said you were having some problems. Yeah. Yeah. Rebecca's joined us and she had a fancy background on in a minute. I was like, wow.
It was the Golden Gate Bridge.
It was. Seriously, I run this ship and I don't know how to do that for myself.
You can't do that for yourself, Becky, because if you want to show us anything, then it's a messy screen and we can't see it.
That's true. Okay, we're going to break on that. So
I have it on for when I'm at work and I took it off. Yeah.
Yeah. That's too fun. Welcome, Monica. So have you been have you jumped in on with us before? I have the worst memory, so if you have, I totally apologize. But you have to unmute yourself.
Here I am.
There you are.
I had to figure it out. Sorry.
Oh, there's Jandy.
Oh, there's Jandy.
I was in the Orphan Project Challenge last month and came to this a month ago. And then didn't do a whole lot of didn't do much sewing this month. I was on vacation and both of my machines went to the spa.
Oh,
so
that's a perfect time for them to go, isn't it? Like a lot
yes,
of
it is.
do that. Yeah.
When I dropped off the one machine, they said it'll be at least 3 weeks before you get it back. And I said, okay, well, it's good. I'm going to be gone for 10 days. And
that's true.
And it was 1 day shy of 3 weeks. when I picked
Ours
it up
is running
last week.
8 to 9 weeks.
Oh.
Wow.
I won't even take it.
Everybody's just turning them in because they've been sewing them into the ground.
And if you go look at the store, the whole floor is covered with these older machines, and it's like,
Yeah.
they're just
Oh,
sewing machines. They're not the real fancy embroidery or anything.
Yeah, they're just
Woodwork.
regular. Everybody's getting them out. Yeah.
So you'll be jealous to hear my story.
What's
gotta
yours,
do one.
Lucy?
1 week.
Oh,
Except
spoiled.
when I picked it up, they forgot to give me my foot pedal.
Oh,
Oh, that's not good.
it's okay depending on how long a drive to go back. And
Yeah, it's a half-hour drive.
yeah, and how quickly did you notice it? Like when you were setting
About
it
3
up
days.
to
It took
sew
me
for the
like
night,
3
you were-
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked it up, I think, on Friday, and I didn't get my machine out till like Monday.
Oh, okay. So at least it was the beginning of the week. Good. Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, something's missing.
Some of those feet are interchangeable because I didn't feel like going and getting out the one for the Dream. So the Luminaire's foot pedal was sitting there. So I just pulled it across the floor and plugged it in.
Got the same plug-in. Yeah, nice. That is the beauty of buying one line, you know, having the one line.
Yeah.
Monica, where are you from then? Where are you located right?
I'm outside St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So-
visited there when I was 18 or 19, rode the arch and the claustrophobic bean. But that was a
You're
lot of
saying-
fun. I don't know if they do that anymore, but that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you're
they-
St. Louis,
they
is
have.
that do you go to is it Jackman's Fabrics?
Absolutely.
Oh
That's
wow!
where one of the machines came from.
I wish we had something that big here. As big as we
Yeah.
don't have anything big.
Where was one? There was one shop that was opening back up. I can't remember, but maybe I keep seeing ads for
At
it.
Rocky Mountain,
Yeah, maybe one.
they had a water issue.
Oh, and is there a Paducah one that's opening back? Oh, Hancock's? I don't know. Anyways, it was a big one. Everybody was
I
like,
didn't see that one.
hallelujah.
Hancock's was always doing mail order during all of this.
Yeah. Yeah, a
Um,
lot of them learned how to adjust. So with that, I apologize for the link today. It was correct, but then it wasn't loading correctly. So I'm like, I don't know anyway. So it's uploading it. I saw that everybody had replied and said they got it to go. So good. So hopefully you're working on the just around the corner.
Printed it.
I was at 5 o'clock, 5:30 tonight. I was like, I told him I would sew those blocks together. So I laid them all out and I sewed them up. So Joni, you would be so proud of me because I did it, which only adds to, I have 3 quilt tops now done. And I've got blocks that are left over. So I will kick off show and tell with the top. So Jandy, I opened your blocks up because they arrived. And let's see, who else's came? Well, okay, hold on just 1 minute.
Where'd they go?
There was another envelope. Oh, right here. So Beverly, I used Beverly's, Joni's, and Jandy's and mixed them all up. And I had a couple blocks left over from another, like this blue one. So I added that one as well. Okay, I'm gonna back up as best I can and I'll turn it around and stuff. So here's the,
Oh, nice.
It looks good.
I like that one. It's colorful.
Very
yeah, so Jandy, yours were kind of similar enough in the green and stuff. So if you can see, your block is right there.
Yeah.
And then somebody else had, and then Joni, most of those are yours. And then, oh, and then I threw in this one down here that's kind of, I mean,
Yeah.
it all goes together and it's so cute. And I even used your bird block, Dandy.
Oh, yeah.
They're so cute together. They're just such bright colors.
Oh, it's very happy colors.
It's
Yeah.
happy. So thank you. Oh my gosh. So my next thing is like, okay, so when did I commit to have these done? By Christmas, because I wanted them done for Christmas donations at least. So like maybe Thanksgiving. So I've got the 3 done. So the next thing to do is to make the backs and do the batting and then load them up on the machine. So I'm excited. And it's been a while since I sewn, so I appreciate the pressure. And the guilt. I was feeling so guilty. I'm like, if I go on there and tell them I haven't sewn again, and then I've got all these blocks. Oh. So anyways,
It's
turned out.
not like you have nothing to do, right?
I know. Well, you know, sometimes I just sit and stare.
I do that.
I've been doing a lot of standing and staring.
Yes. Pacing. Sometimes I just pace. But yeah, it turned out so cute. So I'm so pleased with it. And then I still have, so I still have a pretty good collection. So Jandy, I've got some of yours. And then this one, maybe that one's from Beverly. And I was going to put it in, but it didn't end up going. So anyways, so I've got a few. And then I have, oh, I think Cindy, these ones were yours, part of yours. Yeah. So I still have a little bit of a collection to start with the next round if there's any showing up. So yeah.
Is there a preference for the next round? As like boys versus girls, or?
I'm kind of tossing the idea about like maybe having a one-day sew, or, you know, Cindy had worked on her projects during Lent. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like, and I know some people do like 1 month, all they do is sew on charity stuff. So it's not that you would send me anything. It would maybe be that you would individually sew something to give to charity. And that could be a baby quilt, or, you know, and some of the, I know like some of the hospitals take super teeny tiny quilts for stillborns and stuff like that. So it doesn't even have to be, you know.
We just got a request here in Claremont County for one of the one of the small nursing homes. I don't even know if it's Claremont County Nursing Home. Asked for adult bibs and wheelchair throws. They sent us the sizes and how many they needed.
Yeah. So I'm kind of
talking
a different idea. Yeah. Of maybe, you know, collectively for whatever, like kind of like the quilting bee, but we're all working on something that's a local charity for ourselves. So you don't incur any cost for shipping or anything like that. And Jandy, wow. Okay, so this is not, do not make, nobody feel guilty about this other than I can't share it with you. She sent me chocolates. I'm like, oh.
Thought you might need some.
I know, and that's why it's like, okay, if I sew these up, then I can crack the box open. And then I can put them in my drawer and nobody will know because they don't come in my area. That's what I'm going to say. So anyways.
Well, careful. They do melt. So, you know, put it in a Ziploc.
Yeah. I don't think they'll have time for that.
I was going to say in my drawer, they wouldn't last to get in the drawer. In my stomach.
Melting. So anyways, okay. And then last thing up on my list was I just put together a survey. I'm emailing it out tomorrow, but I also put it in the announcements part of the community. And it's just like, what did you like? What did you not like? What worked? What didn't? What would you like to see next year? And just to help us give us feedback on making sure we're accommodating what everybody's thinking this should be. So my ideas are very different from everybody else's idea. I've been told that many times with my quilts. So
where's that?
It's going to be in an email tomorrow morning, or it's in the announcements in the forum right now, but you don't have to worry about it until, yeah. And then I did do like, if you fill it out, I'll put your name in a kitty for a giveaway. So I'll do some bribery with it.
We love bribes.
I know. Please only fill it out one time. Okay. No, I'm just teasing. So that is my show and tell, which I was so excited. Thank you for your blocks and the semi-guilt for making sure it was done by today. Okay. Moving on. So who has show and tell? Anything?
I
anything,
do.
anything?
Oh.
Jenny, you do. Yes.
Yeah. When I did all my organizing and cleaning,
Oh, yes.
I came across a little shoebox completely full of fabric and all organized for a quilt. And it was paper pieced, and the pattern had to be enlarged 200%. And I could tell that that's what stopped me, because I tried to do it at home and the block wasn't big enough. So I took it to FedEx and I increased it 200%, and I've been sewing on paper piece blocks. I'm done. I've got red done. If red shows up.
Oh, so
Oh.
pretty.
Pretty.
All I've got left is orange. I've got the other colors. See if I can do this. Got the other colors. I just didn't sew it together yet. So I
Very
have to make-
nice.
So are you
And-
going to mix them up like that? Is that going to be one block, or you're going to have
No,
a
I'm
blue
gonna
block
do
and
the
an orange block?
And I'll do, like, I'll have red blocks,
Okay.
and then I'll have all the different colors. And then you do them in rows so that you have diagonal rows of colors through the quilt. See if I can
Okay.
find the quilt, the original pattern. Oh,
Jenny, that's inspired me because I have one of those things as well, enlarged 200%.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
this is the
It's
pattern.
sitting right there. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Is that prairie grass? That-
Yeah,
Prairie-
prairie grass patterns.
Yes, yeah.
And it's I'm making 80 blocks, so I've done pretty good.
Yeah. How's the paper piecing going?
I love it. It's good. And I've gotten I was introduced to paper piecing on the vellum.
Oh.
The vellum's great because, like, getting the stripes lined up, and I just really like it.
Oh, because it's semi-see-through. And
Right,
it's a little
and
glossy too, so it doesn't shift. Like it doesn't stick to your feed dogs as well.
No, it doesn't. And like the center, you start with the diamond, and I just use the Elmer's glue stick, and I glue that one down and just go for it. And it's easy to pin in too.
Yeah, because it's not so heavy. Do you use that on your regular printer as well?
Yes, I do.
Oh, nice, nice.
So, and because they won't, if you take the vellum to like FedEx or all those places, they won't print on it
Yeah,
because they melt in their machines.
yeah.
Even though the form says it won't.
They're like, well, yeah, I don't know. What are you baking in there? A pizza? Like, you
Yeah,
got it
it's
at
like
500 degrees? What's happening? Yeah.
so. Yep, it work. Paper piecing works out good for me working because I can go home and do just one step and put it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, it
I
looks
feel like
really good. Looks really good. Your blocks look really nice.
Yeah, that's a fun block.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So that's what I've been working on.
All right. All right. Anybody else who would like to go next? Vicki, raised your hand.
I can do this. Let me figure out how to get this fixed.
Oh, I really.
Okay. When did we do a show and tell last? Do you-
Possibly last time we met. Just depends really what we talk about, what we're doing. But
Did I show these?
something
Oh,
similar, but it
yeah.
wasn't that one.
Oh, you want to
Hello, Winter. Oh, that's adorable. Is this a bag?
So cute.
No, it's a little tea
It's a
towel.
little tea towel.
It's the
That's
Kimberbell. It's glitter sheets, not Mylar.
Oh,
Sample that's due Thursday. Find out in the morning if I can drive. I'm gonna try to drive to the gas station.
You're like, I can only get in and out one time.
Yeah. It's like once I get there, I have to rest before I can drive back home.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing everybody's got like pickup groceries, drive-throughs, you know?
They'll come out and pick it up out of the car. If it
Yeah.
comes. I'm supposed to work.
That's adorable. Did you make more? That's part of a set though, isn't it?
That's part of the bonus CD, and it is part of a set. There's a hot chocolate mug. What does it say? Oh, something about warm greetings.
Oh, cute.
That. And then there are these little like they remind me of a silverware holder, but they're like a gift thing. They're like a little rectangle, but the front's on an angle, so you can slide things in the pocket that match them, that correspond with them.
Oh,
But
fun.
because I only had to do, they only wanted one sample, because that's the bonus CD. And the bonus CD for Sugar Plum, and I probably showed some of these, is the church, holiday houses, and they all have wreaths, except the wreaths are over there on the machine. Somebody forgot to make the sandwich of organza, wash away organza. I left out a layer of something, so I'm squeezing some in around them, because when I rinse them out, I don't know which ones are going to fall apart.
You're like, so those are just parts that layer on a wreath. How adorable is that?
These do lots of things. They also have them, you can stand them up. Oh, you can't see that one. That's the one I just was working on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, cute.
House. And I've got a little gingerbread button that stands about that high. Gingerbread boy. And then I'm going to put a teal wreath, which matches these teal trees up there. There's teal candy in this window to go with the pink stuff.
Oh my gosh. So then you can add embellishments like the buttons and such, like you said.
Right. And that's Kimberbell
Yeah.
too.
Wow.
Wow.
And I showed you my Mylar snowman because that was older.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got, let's see, we made Happy Thanksgiving. It's over here.
I love all your projects. I'm not an embroidery person, so I don't have the machine, and yeah.
I have 4.
I know.
Oh.
Those are fun.
Can you even read it?
Yeah, it says Happy Thanksgiving. Are you going to make name tags for everybody's spot at the Thanksgiving table for this year? No.
I don't do Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I don't cook.
you don't.
Each of my sisters can cook for their own family, and I invite myself to Sister Janice's because she used to run a restaurant.
Oh.
She can cook.
I'm thinking that's the good choice there.
Real good choice. And then I tried to make I made a little mistake that I know it's on this one. So I tried to do it again. Well, I was feeling so cruddy. I forgot to cut out the fabric. I sewed it all in white felt.
Oh.
Fine. And it's got the frosted windows, but it was supposed to have fabric in there.
Well, that's okay.
Did I make anything else?
Nobody knows. What did we talk about last time? Crayon. Can you crayon or marker something in there?
Not on felt.
Oh.
But I am getting ready to work on some of those. I've got some red work ones I'm going to stitch out and see if we can use the Crayolas or the pencils. And if that works, then try the intense ink.
Oh, yeah.
You could try embroidery floss, just embroidery something in there.
Yeah, like a gingham or something, or a crosshatch or something like that to make it look like it's.
But it's a church, so I just left it white.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the church. Okay.
And but
This one,
it's got
this one's
snow
got-
on it.
this one, it does have snow on
The
it.
snow stuck to all the paint.
I thought about using one with the wooden boards, but the boards were so big that they were too wide for the fabric picture. That doesn't work.
No, that's
Have
adorable.
fun.
Yes, those are cute.
So cute.
Yeah, I can go get my wreaths, but they're still in the hoop.
Oh, yeah. Don't
Oh, I need-
undo. That would be like, it never goes back to how it's supposed to.
Oh, no, I don't take it out of the hoop. You can take the hoop out of the machine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
You just don't take it out of the hoop.
Yeah.
Because I was
that'd be like-
watching Anita Good Design. Taylor was doing a stitch along yesterday, And he said, take it out and trim it. And I immediately typed on there, take the embroidery hoop out of the machine, not your project hoop.
Yes.
I thought, Taylor, they'll all be taking it apart.
Right. Now it's not lined up. Yes. Oh, you saved a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, when the dream messed up the other day, and I don't remember what was on here, the mittens. I think it was the mittens.
Oh, which was on your tea towel.
And brought it over to the Luminaire and scanned it to realign it and put it back in and finish.
Oh, nice.
Save.
Yeah. That is
Yeah.
kind of handy, that scan.
Yeah, it's off like one stitch too far on one side. No one will know that but me.
Yeah.
If I go back and look at it, it could be the way it was digitized. It may not even be off one.
Let's just say it was.
It over one. But that's only like a needle, so.
Yeah, not a big deal. That's cool. Oh, those are beautiful. I love seeing
Thank
your
you.
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyone else like to share for today?
Let me find my mute button so I can.
I will.
Rebecca, go.
Okay. So I tried the churn dash, so you will have more blocks coming your way. So I did a blue
cute.
one first and liked it so much I did a second one of that. So you have duplicates of that one.
Yeah, that's the problem is everybody's like, these are so easy and lovely. And then they come in a pile of 14.
Yeah, they're a good size too. They're not.
I think I have about 7.
See that?
So this is fabric that was left over from a quilt a top I just did. I'll be showing it later, but there's that one.
So cute.
And then let's see here. This is the same fabric or line, but just another one. So there's that one.
I like that.
That's cute.
Then leftover fabric from masks. So
You're like, get this out of here. That's how a
Yes.
lot of people are feeling. Yeah.
yellow and
Oh,
green
cute.
one.
Oh my gosh. See, those are just going right along with what the pile I have left over. Yes.
So I have to admit, this was, I think, my first one that I did because I'm going, I have no idea what I'm ever going to do with the fabric, but it's black fabric and then it has little gray blocks on it. And then like gold.
So it'll
there.
match this one that's black and white polka dotted. It's perfect. See that, Rebecca? You just
Perfect.
knew
Yeah.
So
to try
I'm
it
like,
out.
yeah, so there's those.
Thank you.
Then my son has been dating a young lady for like 6 years. And so we don't know what's ever going to happen, but,
I've got one of
I
those.
showed her this fabric. It was, I picked it up while I was home in Pennsylvania back in July. It was a 3-yard quilt. And so it, it came with the 3 different yards or 1 yard, 3 fabrics. And so she picked out the way she wanted it to be. So let me move my chair out of the way, but it is this one. So I don't,
Oh, that's so cute.
Pretty.
so the top is done, but I have to quilt it. And then my mom, she likes angels. And so I had picked up a whole bunch of fat quarters and I'm going to leave it folded in half so you guys, it makes it a little easier. Let's see.
I love that skinny little yellow border you put on the other one. Ooh, okay. So is this the bricks and blocks? Which one is this one?
I forget what this one is called, but it is like bricks kind of.
Yeah, so it's got the brick and then a block. Yes, those are beautiful colors too.
And it's, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like angels little whimsical sayings and things. So
That's
yeah.
way cute.
So, and it's nice and long, but yeah, so I have that one done as well. And then I think it was my very first meetup with you all. I had shown that I was working on this
Oh, your bag.
bag. I finally finished it today, so it's all done and finished the binding. So
Oh yeah, and it's wipeable or not linoleum, but
yeah, it has the
vinyl.
the vinyl covered fabric. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, it slides really bad when you're trying to sew. So,
So you have
Really?
an
I would think it would
opposite
stick.
issue then. It's not getting stuck and sticking to the feed dogs. It just was slippery. And you can't
Yeah.
pin it because it's kind of like pleather, you know, you can't put holes in it.
Did
So
you
use
use magnets?
magnets?
Isn't that when you add toilet tissue or something to it to sew?
I've never heard the toilet paper, but that would work. I was thinking
Just tissue paper. Tissue paper.
Tissue paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wonder clips. instead
yeah,
of-
Wonder Clip.
Yeah. I
Wonder
used
clips
them,
instead of-
the
they
magnet
are.
tiles.
Teflon foot.
Clips.
The magnet tiles work with vinyl to
Okay.
hold it.
Oh,
The small little ones that they've come up with, I don't have it here, but
So it
when I made
matches to each other with the fabric in between.
yeah. So it sandwiches.
These little,
Does
Be
it not
careful if-
magnet to
so
your?
tights.
they're so
Yeah,
tight.
that's it. So
There we
tight.
go.
Be careful if you have a computerized machine with magnets around it.
Yeah, that is.
I think it's set up. I mean, I don't think it's that strong. I
It
think it's
probably
set up
is
to be
not.
user friendly. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah,
My
Yeah.
understanding is that
Me,
you-
I would set it right in the wrong place, right in front of the computer part, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, look, it hooks to my machine. I'll never lose it again.
Yeah, that would be me.
Rebecca, remind us, do you have a long arm or do you send yours out? Or do you do
I
your-
have sent them out. So I did find out through our quilting, or through the local quilting guild here in my area, that there's actually a woman who just closed down her shop up, I guess, up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and retired or moved to Carmel, which is only like 20 minutes from me. And now she's just doing it like on the side because, you know, she still has her machine and everything. So I may reach out to her just to give it a whirl. But I'm also thinking about this one, the blue one. Well, that's inside out, but that's the back of it. But this one, potentially trying to do it myself for the very first time. So
I could see that one doing a grid because you can go from corner to corner and it's not that long. So you don't have to draw a line or anything. Like you could do that one pretty easily and just cross being.
yeah, the only
your
other one that I
watch, but-
ever quilted was my dad's, and it was last one or two Christmases ago.
Uh-huh.
And I free motioned that one. It's basically like a twin size one, and I got a workout from it.
Your shoulders end up here and you're like this. Yeah.
So I
It
was
is
like,
work.
that kind of deterred me from doing it anymore. I'm like, no, it's easier just to send it off.
That is true.
But we'll
Yes.
see.
All right. You'll have to show us when they're done, but those are cute. I
Thank
like
you.
the 4-patch and then the other one. That's
Mhm.
cute. Super simple and quick, and yeah. Vicky says, would channel locks for frame short arms be a good investment? Yeah. Cindy, do you use channel locks on yours, or can you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have them as well, but I've never used them.
I use
Oh.
them just basically to line it up and to baste it to
Mhm.
begin, small things, but not as part of the quilting yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you do matchstick quilting with them?
I think so.
Automatic channel locks, not those little plastic things.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
channel
magnet-
lock just means it'll stay exactly horizontal or vertical.
Right.
But the only, what I did that on my second long arm quilt.
Okay, yeah.
And, remember the trip around the world? And the only thing is your quilt has to be exactly level or square against the long arm. So my
Better
lines
off
were,
with rulers.
yeah, my
that's
lines were going just, maybe 1/4 inch off by the time I got to the other end.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that and thinking that using the ruler would be easier than dealing with the
Yeah,
channel locks.
it really would have been easier, because you have to do all the vertical lines in that section before you roll it, and then
Yeah,
then-
and maybe the point
yeah.
is when you were doing channel locks, you were trying to line up the corner to corner. Whereas if you weren't worried about that, and you were just doing matchstick, the channel lock probably would be best, like
Yeah,
going the
yeah, that
long
would
way
work.
across,
mhm.
because you don't want to try to match it up going down when you have to roll it. So the long way
Exactly.
across, you could totally use the channel lock and it probably would go pretty quick, quicker than a ruler. Yeah, if you were doing horizontal channel lock.
Blew that idea. Thanks.
It's good to experiment though, and I have not used mine, and I'm like, I've watched a couple YouTube videos, it's like the handy quilter and Vicky, but I'm like, I
I
haven't
have
put them
to
on
buy
and tried
them to
them.
use them, so that's, you know,
Yeah, it's a good question.
it all
Yeah.
came up because that new Moxie
Oh, I know. Okay, so I have a friend, Kim.
channel locks.
Nobody likes it so far? Oh,
Well, even to begin with, as a starter,
I know. Okay,
I mean, it's so much cheaper than.
Yeah.
seriously, I'm gonna get some goods on it because I was supposed to have lunch with Kim last week, but then she was in the hospital with her father. Long story, but anyways, I told her to go get a job at Handy Quilter a couple years ago, so she became one of their educators, and then now she's all over their videos. So I'm like, "You're welcome, Kim." But anyways, I texted her the other day and I'm like, what's all this stuff about Moxie? You know, and we were supposed to have lunch and then she was not able to go. So Thursday, I'm hoping Thursday we'll go to lunch and I'll find all the goods and then I'll put a video together for everybody and let you know what it is.
They
Cause she's
just
like,
put-
oh yeah.
Yeah, they just did a video on it. I wonder
Yeah.
if she was on there.
It
One of the
wasn't
people.
her, it was one of the other educators. I can't remember who it was, but she does their like digital education. I believe they're pro stitcher and stuff. So kind of what Vicky did, but anyways, in her own realm. Yeah.
Vicky retired though, didn't she?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But she
This
keeps
last year.
popping up on videos all the time.
I know, because she's been there for years. Years. Yeah, seriously. So anyways, yes. All right. Does anybody else
Sorry.
have show and tell today? Moving along. Joni.
I have some, I've been playing with that roll of fabric. And I added some stuff, but I don't have 14. And I don't know if I can show them to you. Can you see them?
Are you going to do trip around the world? So you've got a jelly roll,
Yeah,
right?
I think I'm going to do the trip around the world. I mostly had problems with the 3 that have the, well, there's 3. There are 3 that have this gray on it.
Let me
2
tell
of them
you a
have
story,
cars.
Joni. No matter how hard you work to make them separate, friends always find each other. So don't stress about it too much because it's inevitable. It will happen. Friends find each other. Please do not cry.
Well, other than just making it's narrower, is there a, should I get 14 strips and do it with 14 strips? And
I think the one that we had, how many strips do you have right now?
well, I think I've got 11 or 12.
It
No, I
just
think I've
makes
got
the blocks
11.
that you're going to be putting together smaller. So
Okay.
it doesn't really, and then you can add a border to it or, you know, to make it larger if you want. So it really, I'm looking it up to see how many does that one, 14. The one in the group is only 14 strips.
I've got 10 here. If I use this brown, this just came today, and I wasn't going to use it, but this one has brown in it.
Oh
I can't
yeah.
get it in there.
The fun thing
Yeah.
about
Oh,
the
I
trip
thought
around
that
the
would
world. Yeah.
Go, and this orange complements brown, so.
Oh yeah. The
It
fun thing
should
about
be
the trip
all right.
around the world is the one that I made, all those strips were from everybody in the group. And so we had a strip swap. And so seriously, you got all of these random, I'm like, there's bright teal, there's bright orange, and then you have a gray flower and an purple. Like, what do you do with these things? But because of how it works, it's the color tone that moves
Yes.
it. It's not the pattern. So I would think that the brown that you have would be fine. I think that if you added some more and they're relatively close to it, I think you would be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if you could do 11, so here's my finished one. So and it has 14. But if
Right.
you did 11, you would have on the edge you'd have your center square, and then you'd have 5 on each side. So 11
Okay.
or 13. Mine has 14, but it has like one extra row down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And depending on the
Okay.
size, you could do a double border. So you could do like, kind of like what Rebecca's was earlier, like a thin yellow. I mean, just saying yellow because hers was yellow, and then another border on the outside. So you could add more borders depending on your size. Yeah, Rebecca's showing it right now.
Yeah.
So you can have fun with the borders once you get those blocks done. Oh, I'm excited to see how it turns out. It's beautiful color. It's going to be so nice.
Thank you.
And I mean, there's a few of us that have sewn it because Lucy has, I have, I think Naomi did. And there's other ones hiding in the group that have sewn it. So if you have any questions and you get stuck, just pop it in there.
Okay.
Pop it in the community.
Okay.
Or next time we meet on Tuesday, if you're like, okay, this is what I have, then we can help you figure it out. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Got anything else?
That's all. We had our 16-month-old grandson overnight here for 2 days and over one night. And that's all I got done.
The hurricane came in.
He is so cute and he is so funny, but
busy. Yes. Okay.
But busy.
Understood. Yeah.
And I am not baby proofed anymore.
Yeah,
he
that's
was
the
real
curious,
good.
Curious walkables. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had talked to him about the doggy bowl and picked up the water when he started to put his hand in. I says, no, that's for the dog to drink out of. I says, yes, got his cup. And I says, this is your water to drink. This is the dog's water. So I put it back down. He didn't bother it again till his mother walked in the door.
Oh.
Then he picks up a piece of dog food and shows it to her, which he was taking pieces to the dog all week, you know, all the time he was here, but he never once ate one or put it in his mouth or anything. And she grabs it from him real quick, like, yeah. Oh, so anyway, I don't know if he'll come back.
He's fine.
It's my daughter-in-law.
Oh, yes. All judgment. Oh, I love it.
But it is their third. Yeah,
That's
it's their third child, but the first ones were twins. So I was there for 5 months when they were born. And
yeah. Well, good.
This baby, she's enjoying a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot
like,
easier.
Oh gosh, this is so much easier.
Yes.
All right.
She was a little overwhelmed.
I would say. Yeah. I saw something the other day on Facebook. I don't know, maybe it was, anyways, it was a picture. It was like back in the days in the 60s or whatever. And they didn't have ultrasounds. Nobody knew anything. And it was like the window at the nursery and 3 nurses holding 3 babies and the husband's tipping over from fainting. Cause like they didn't know what was coming. That was the first step. Like, whoosh.
Yeah.
That's about what yours is probably. Yeah. All right. Any more show and tell for today? Jandy.
Okay, so here's my block of the month.
Oh, here's your sets. Yes.
So I'm using a bunch of Japanese fabric that I've had from Japan. No, just sitting in my stash. And I liked your color combination. So I'm doing blues and greens.
Those are beautiful.
And I would have had my third one, but I had problems opening the link this morning.
I know.
So, I don't know. And then I finished the purple quilt for my godmother. So I don't have it to show because we gave it to her yesterday. And that was the single Irish chain.
Oh, fun.
And we used Hawaiian fabric. So I have a picture of it kind of in the gallery. And then I needed to do something with my hands because I hadn't done any hand stitching. So I was looking through my Facebook feed when I couldn't go to sleep on Saturday night and found one of my favorite Australian designers.
Okay,
and
who
so
is it?
I'm making Lisa Maddox from Forage.
Oh.
So she does slow stitch, Patrick. So I'm making an advent calendar. So these are my little pockets. And
Oh, nice.
they're just, so I have 24 little pockets, and eventually, and then they're stitched on, and you sandwich it to make, I don't know if you, there you go. That's the wall hanging.
So you just layer
her
your
advent
pieces.
calendar.
So you layer your pieces together and then do a big quilt stitch to put them together. So you don't use machine.
Yeah, so this one I wanted to do some handwork because I hadn't done any handwork for a while. And basically what it is
it's not sashiko. What's the other one called with the mending?
or boro.
Yes.
B-O-R-O.
Mhm.
Sashiko and boro are pretty close. I mean, when the Aussies talk about it, it's the same thing. And but she does it with vintage fabrics. So I had bought some vintage fabrics from her on a layover when I went to craft show in Brisbane. And so I had some of her stuff. And then I had some other vintage fabrics, like, you know, from France and things I picked up in New York. And because I used to travel back in my flight attendant days.
Yes.
And just 9 months ago. And so I've been I had all this stuff in my stash, so I just like grabbed the bag, and most of the things that I used were like really small pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of fun because it was using stuff that I was that I had that I would have just thrown away. And it was basically fabric collaging on an 8-inch by 15-inch piece of muslin or
yeah,
cotton,
so a foundation fabric collage.
Yep.
Yes.
And then it's, so I just pinned everything. I think I put some pictures up in the gallery, so you can look at that. I pinned everything on, and then yesterday I just had my red pearl 10 embroidery cotton, and I just my fingers are really sore, but I just stitched with a Peacemaker calico braided rug needle, so it's pointed to go through all that stuff. And so I stitched up my pockets, and then out of each 8 by 15-inch square rectangle, you cut it into 6 pieces. So you end up, so I ended up with 24 squares, and that's how you get that whole, where is it? That's how you get like the whole random. It's not, it's kind of like strip quilting.
Stop.
Or no, mile a minute. It was like
so okay, stop, Jandy.
Yeah.
So you're layering your foundation on a 15 by whatever, and then you cut that
8.
up, and
Yes.
it comes out. I'm pointing. I'm like, and it comes out to those pieces.
Yes.
But because of how you're cutting it, oh my gosh.
So it's like mile a minute, but by hand.
But by hand.
So you end up with all these things that look like you spent all this time. You do spend time, but you're not sewing little individual things. Like that would be these 6 would be one piece of the fabric, and I just got my Olfa cutter and just cut them up.
Brilliant.
So I have 24, and then these will go onto little linen pockets, and then those pockets get stitched onto your background, whatever your front piece will be, and then you sandwich it with some batting, and then you can quilt it and bind it however you want. So, I'm gonna try this. So that was what I did, and then I sewed my square. So I'm
that's
gonna make.
beautiful.
I have them all cut out, and I had enough. I found this green fabric at the fabric store, so I have enough to cut everything out. So I have everything cut, and I'm working on this during the retreat.
Oh, awesome.
And so now this is I was at my mother's yesterday, and she was gifted these fun square blocks. And I don't know who it is, but she had like 35 blocks or 36 blocks So she was trying to figure out what to do with it because she really liked it. And I'm like, give it to me. I'm going to make it for you for Christmas. So that's a quilting project that I'm going to do.
Oh, that's
And last thing, I got my Tula Lineworks in the mail. So backing fabric, and then some of this is only part of my order, but
Happy mail.
I don't know what that's gonna be. This is gonna be a project for next year. I don't know what yet.
Undecided, just beautiful.
Yeah,
I can look at it. Yes. Oh, I love it.
Yep. It'll be there waiting for the special project.
Cool. I love it.
So, and I have a question for the retreat. Can I ask you real quick?
Yeah.
Is there gonna? So I got that in the mail. I haven't opened it yet.
Okay.
But is there going to be a Facebook page, or are we just going to meet up on here?
There is. I sent an email out with a link to it, but I'll send it out again. Or I can probably just add you in there too. Yeah.
Because I tried to find
and yeah, I think I tried to get on it too, but I haven't looked at it. And I think that was it. Yep, that's it.
You have to approve everyone, Becky, to get on.
I think I do. I'll look in there and see if there's a bunch that are waiting again, because there was one chunk that was in there when I sent it out, but there might be another chunk in there.
Yeah, I think I'm in there waiting to be approved.
You're in the waiting to be approved as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look at that. I
I'm
put
trying
that
to
on my
be
list.
patient. I don't do patient very well.
Yes, thank you for being patient. I appreciate it. It's on my list. Retreat Facebook group. And then Candia was like, oh my gosh, that process would be a lot of fun to make postcards out of. So you do it once.
Yes.
And then you cut them into the 4x6 or 3x5, whatever, and then stitch on, onto cardstock and call it a postcard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, adorable.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
This is like the first time that I've done something this big, and it's really kind of a fun. In
that survey, you could ask for that class. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
If you were interested. So yes. All right, Lucy, you had your hand up. You next.
Yeah, I'll go next. Well, I started this applique table runner today.
Machine applique, raw edge.
Yeah,
okay.
Just raw edge on the machine.
Oh,
it's all fused down. Oh, and so I just have to stitch around. But
I love those.
My library. We're going to do a class next month on how to make that. So I have to make it up first to show them as a sample.
Yes.
Let's see. And then I can't remember if I showed this. I started
it.
I had started an improv class with Sherry Lynn Wood. And so I have it all. I have my top finished.
But it's all sewn together because you just had parts. So you were still filling in. I love it.
I still had a few. I don't think I had this much laid out, but so I'm done with that. That's done. I got it all squared up and everything.
Are you so pleased with how it turned out? It's beautiful.
I am. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, that's
it was
a lot
so much
of
fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guild in San Antonio, the Modern Quilt Guild in San Antonio, we've got 2 groups that are doing we call it a progressive quilt. It's like a round robin.
Round robin.
So there's 5 in my group, and so this weekend I worked on this quilt for one of the members.
So your center is out to somewhere else then, and this is the one you're working on this month?
Let's see. Yeah. So this is the one I had to work on this month.
What's the rules for yours? Do you have to do 2 sides, 4 sides? Does it have to equal?
No rules.
No rules. Okay, fun. Did they send fabric or you added what you wanted?
This person sent a ton of fabric.
And then they did the center.
So she did the center. I don't know if you can see it all.
Oh.
Wow.
She did the center here, and then the second person added this border with the flying geese and the pinwheels.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And then I added the 3 blocks here
With an L seam.
with the partial seam.
Woo!
And then the half square triangles going up and across. And that was it. So that was my section. I went across and down.
And down. I love it. So colorful.
Yeah, she had some really pretty fabrics.
I love doing these. You never know what you're going to end up with.
This is the first time I've done it, and oh my gosh, it was so nerve-wracking.
Yes, it is. It's so much fun, though. It really is. Oh my gosh.
But it's like, okay, it just, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty big because there'll be 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more people after me adding to it.
Yeah. And you never know. You never know what direction it's going to go. Like, you know. Yeah.
Yep.
The end result is going to be totally different than what it looks like right now. There are a lot
Exactly.
of fun. Yeah. Those
Depending
are a lot of fun.
what other people add to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday I went to the quilt shop and rented their long arm. I had scheduled it a month ago, and so I quilted up a couple quilts, 2 small ones while I was there. I have this snowflake.
Oh, that's adorable. Whose pattern is that one? Is that a Moda?
That's Pat Sloan.
Oh, it is the
Pat
Pat
Sloan.
Sloan's. Yes. Okay.
And I made the top back in July when she did it the first time, and then she did another sew along. But yeah, I just free motioned all the different places.
Oh, that's
and
a lot of fun.
I tried to do a snowflake in the center of these blocks, and I couldn't see the threads. I couldned see where I was going.
And that's me. I'm like moving along, and I'm like, oh, I already quilted right there. What am I doing?
I know. And then, so I was trying to, do certain things in certain areas, and then like.
Did you remember?
Yeah, it was hard to remember. And then one of these blocks, I couldn't. I went past the unit. I went past the block.
Oh yeah.
I did too much quilting.
Yep.
Into the other section, but it's like every section has something different. So it took a while to do that one, but
Yeah.
still
Turned out so cute.
But about 3 hours,
Yeah.
which was a lot faster than if I had done it at home.
Right. Yeah. Not terrible.
And then the other one was just a online class I took with Joe. Oh gosh, what's his name? I forget his name now.
I'm no help.
I can look on my phone.
Is it
But then
fractured or what is that one called? Do you know?
I think he called it Hell's Herringbone or something, or Hell's Houndstooth. I think that's what he called it.
So pick 2 fabrics and then you learn how to just cut.
Yeah,
and
so you
sew
have
into strips.
so you have 2 like big blocks. They're like 17 by 11,
Oh.
and you have the white and the black, or whatever 2 colors you have. You put them right. Do we do them? I think we did. Right sides up on both of them. I can't remember. And you just
Similar to the Delectable Mountains then, sort of.
maybe so he had us cut an angle first.
Uh-huh.
You cut an angle, and then you just cut random strips, and then you just sew them together randomly.
And then they turn out to
from
be.
HQ?
What's that?
Is that the Joe? Is he the one from HQ? Mama's boy?
Oh, Kentucky.
I want to say Cunningham, but I'm not sure if that's right. Let me check. I just got an email. Hold on. Yeah, Joe Cunningham.
Mm.
I'm not sure who that is either.
So he's doing a workshop on November 14th. on called Art Inspiration. I knew him through one of the Craftsy classes that I took.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, he's more of an art kind of. I'm looking.
yeah,
at
he's
his
more of
stuff.
a kind of improv. Yeah,
really fun though.
Yeah, but that one's all quilted, ready for the binding.
How fun! Yay!
And then just miscellaneous stuff, trying to keep up with my block of the month.
With your
stuff.
to-dos. Yes, yes. All right. Anybody else with some show and tell? We've got Cindy, Judy.
So I did a stash and I just put together this quilt. But then it just sits and I have it all pinned and ready to machine quilt. But I'm stuck and I can't make myself move forward.
I love it. What's hard? Is it the picking the thread? So you're afraid of like the quilting being seen, or the design, or
the design?
Yeah, because that can be tricky. Is like, okay, with that one, I don't know, because a lot of people like the orange pill design for half square triangles.
Okay.
That one is like where you go from one corner and you kind of do a rounded to the next corner and then come back. And then you can do designs in between and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what part do you want to emphasize? What part?
Yeah.
To stick out?
I've only done some free motion quilting like 2 or 3 times. Other than that, I have not done any machine quilting. So
okay, hold it back up again and push out so you can see it.
Back up. Yeah, because you have those big, blue areas where you could do something fancy.
Okay.
I could see a feather coming in on that, or some kind of starting from the point and going out.
You mean the big,
and loop.
Triangle on the side, Becky, the big blue one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another way is to lay some translucent paper. What did I use? Something clear that you can lay on top of it and use dry erase markers on it.
Okay.
Oh, it's top loader paper sheets.
Yeah, they're selling that stuff now too, that you can buy, and then just lay it out and draw on top of it and stand back and then erase it and do it 50 more times.
Yeah.
What you want.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you have the pattern as well. Oh, go ahead, Vicki. What?
Leave a copy lay beside you when you stitch it so you can still see it to help remind you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
because when you roll, you forget. It rolls and then you forget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though you're repeating it, and it's like, no, and then the next day you're like, okay, I'm back to this, and you're like, no. The other thing I was thinking is if the pattern came with a copy of like the quilt laid out on the front, like it's a cover, you could photocopy that a couple times and then draw on top of that, or put that in a top loader and kind of practice on that as well. Or if it has a coloring sheet or something like that where you can draw, put it in a top loader and you can draw a couple different ones. You can snap pictures of it. So you can erase it and then put it, compare.
Now, what is a top loader?
With just like when your 3-ring binder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have the clear sheets that your piece
The
of paper goes inside.
protective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the paper protector for the 3-ring binders, but you can dry erase on those.
Oh, okay.
So if you throw your pattern inside of that, then you can dry erase on it. It might be a little tight because it's small, but you might be able to come up with something.
I've also taken a photo of my quilts and printed that out and put it in the sheet protectors, or just make a couple copies and write on it with pencil or marker.
Yeah, and you can print it in gray zone. It doesn't have to be like super color print. The other thing is, what's her name of, she's a massive quilter, and it just ran my head, and she does like 30 days, 30 quilt blocks.
Leah Day?
Angela Walters?
And I think it is Leah Day.
Lori Kennedy?
Leah Day, Lori Kennedy,
No, it's quilting.
Angela Walters, Krista Watson.
It's
Yeah,
not.
Leah G did the 360.
Oh, Peace and Quilt. Peace and Quilt.
That's Natalia Bonner.
Okay, there it is. Natalia Bonners. Yep. So right now she has a series like a Year of Stars or whatever. But anyways, her YouTube channel is full of machine quilting.
Okay.
Don't be put off with it being a big long arm. You can replicate those patterns using your standard machine. It's just a different process. Yeah.
Okay. I did buy a book that was 101 doodles. So that way you can, and I bought the translucent paper and so I could just keep drawing with my hand.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The tracing papers, well, works. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a whirl and see how well I do and then come to retreat.
We can see what you done.
Yeah. And then the other thing with that is I didn't save enough material to do a binding. So I thought, well, I'll just kind of piece it together, I guess.
I love these bindings.
Yeah.
Yeah. They turned out really fun.
Quilting
Yeah.
colors.
What's that?
What color for quilting thread?
I had picked a lighter, hold on.
Yeah, and with your thread, you can open it up and lay it out on top, and that really is going to be like, is it super visible? Do you want it super visible, or do you want it to disappear? With that one, you could almost try like a smoky gray or even a brown thread if you wanted it to disappear a little bit. So it just depends.
I was thinking of a royal blue, but I like the smoky gray idea.
Yeah, I'll just lay them out on top, like have all these strings laying on top. You'll find one that you like that crosses over each color nicely too. What are your thoughts, Vicki?
What weight is the thread?
Blue.
It's probably just my embroidery thread.
Just a standard one.
Yeah,
I like this so fine because it's really thin and it nestles into the fabric, but it's not a big deal. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just lay out lots of threads. You'll audition because what you think is going to work, sometimes you're just like, that's horrible. That's me. I'm like, oh, this is going to be perfect, and I get it all set up, and I'm like, oh, no.
So you lay some of your scraps out way out past your quilt when you're getting ready to start. So kind of try out your thread and then you just wiggle around with it. And oh no, that's out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I have one question on here. I'm still trying to put this triangle together.
Oh yes.
What size is this triangle supposed to be?
I think it was a 4.5 inch cut, wasn't it?
Okay. And I think I was trying to look through all of my stuff, but I couldn't figure out which page it was on. 4.5 inch.
I think the square was 4.5, and then you cut it once, and that made the triangle. I'll look it up really quick and then see. That was the mystery one, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Same day as the large tulip, because you did the mile a minute square and the large tulip on the same day. So I think that was step 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they had the direct. So it'll give you the dimensions for the cut block. It was the mile a minute block. So I think it was a 4.5.
4.5.
You can double check on step 2.
Yeah.
Okay, step 2. All right, cool. Thank you.
All right.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cindy, did you want to go?
Sure.
Do you have something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cindy, I love your quilt behind you.
Thank you. That one is the third one that started. This one I got quilted and done.
Wow.
I just pulled that off of the machine.
Ooh.
That's pretty.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So that's the last, this is the one that's going to be for my nephew. That'll be the third one. And the other thing I'm working on is Angela Walters, who we were just talking about, is doing a ruler work thing on YouTube series. So she put out this panel that you can buy. Let me spread it out here.
Oh, to practice.
See it?
Yeah.
Yes, pre-printed on.
It has different
Oh,
areas for you to practice your different quilting ruler work.
Oh, nice.
Like
Oh
this-
my gosh, yeah.
And then she's doing like the angles.
The curves. Yeah, I saw her doing I watched her video on the curves. That was really cool.
Like this was the one on the, she's doing the, can't even see it hardly.
In the gray.
It's like a grid.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
It is.
Oh, so you're echoing the point, and then you've got other stuff happening. Oh my gosh, you've got ribbon work in there.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm learning. It's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, I am learning quite a lot. So she's a good teacher.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's wonderful.
But trying to learn my long arm, Becky, it's a challenge.
It is, isn't it?
Way up there.
I know.
Yes.
It's keeping me busy.
Yeah. I just looked, Judy, 4.5 cut in half. So 2 triangles out of the 4.5.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Monica, did you have any show and tell you'd like to share with us? No? Okay. Did I miss anybody before Vicki wanted to talk about the nativity? Or you were going to share?
Talk.
Okay. What? So kind of wonderful nativity quilt. Okay.
That's a new one that they just came out. But I've not used any of their rulers before. And I didn't know if anybody had or not.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Do you guys know what she's talking about? That's so kind, wonderful. Nativity. Okay.
Rectangle with colored marks that go down to a point, and then the arcs across here.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
They've got a brand new one out.
They've got a brand new quilt.
Uh-huh. Let's see.
I'm trying to find it. I don't know why I can't find it. So kind of wonderful nativity, which is, yeah, it is a fabulous, fabulous quilt. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do really quick. I'll share my screen so you guys know what I'm talking about, and then we'll go back to chat. Okay, so here's the pattern. So, right, Vicki?
Yes. And
yes.
There's another pattern that goes with it that's got a cow and something on it.
So stinking adorable. Okay, so stopping my screen. Okay, I've not used any of their rulers, but I know they a lot of people have and loved them. But that one is just a curve. Is it a deeper curve than a drunkard's path?
I don't know. It's a new curve for them.
Yeah.
But I do know they also make the long arm rulers to go with their curves.
Oh.
So that you can quilt them.
Yes. Huh. I don't know. I adore that quilt. It's fabulous. It's fabulous.
I'm thinking about watching because I saw that last year they had a Cyber Monday sale site-wide.
Oh.
And they did a video class with this one. You can get the video class, the bonus with the cow on it, and the one we just looked at, the PDF patterns and part of the rule and the ruler, because it's a new rectangle with a thing in it instead of being the circular ruler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm thinking I'll wait till Cyber Monday and see.
Yeah, wait to pick it up there if they have it. If not, I guess you just buy it anyways, but you could
well,
take
I'd order it through the store because then I get my discount.
That's true. Yes. Yeah.
But I wouldn't get the video class though. So
yeah. Has anybody tried? I've used Creative Grids before, a block lock. Has anybody tried So Kind of Wonderfuls before? I've seen them many a times. Yeah, if you do, you'll have to report back. But
they're the ones that do that posh Santa.
Mm-hmm.
That we've been seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, super cute.
I have him. I haven't tried him. I probably should try something like that first.
on the list. You need like a list that's like forever long. That's mine too. I need to post it up on my board so I remind myself.
I forget what half of them are.
I know, until I see the baggie. That's me.
She used woven fabrics for their robes.
Oh, how fun. To mix it up with linens and such, that would be a lot of fun. That pattern would be a lot of fun.
That she mentioned just using wovens, but she used what was in her collection because of COVID.
Yeah, right.
But they're having the fabric kit for it is being made, but it won't be available till like May of next year.
Like everybody has 5 copies of this already done because it's so adorable. We're not waiting for the kit. Yeah.
No.
It'll be
Besides, that would be too expensive, and then they'd all look alike.
Yeah, Christmas in July thing happening next year. I guess that's what it'll be. Well, this has been delightful. Thank you for coming. Does anybody have anything else to share, ask, do, whatever?
I have one question.
Okay, Joni first. Yes, go Joni.
Back when Craftsy was around, back in 2016, I bought a quilt of the month, and I just I bought a kit. It was after the quilt of the month thing had come about, but I only have 2 month January and month February. I don't have all the months. How can I find the rest of those?
Have you logged in?
No, I didn't know. Is Craftsy back on board? I knew they were coming back. Okay, I'll have to phone up my old.
They sent information on how to log in, and I believe it was just hit the forgot your password. It will send you a new link, and then you can reset your password and log in. I think that's how they've been reintroducing it to everybody, is you just had to reset your password.
I think once I hit reset my password or something, mine opened with my old one.
So, yeah.
It was really easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I got an email today to sign up for their newsletter. So when I went in, I signed up for the newsletter, and then there was an offer to sign up for their subscription for the next year for like $7.
I know they've got it super cheap. I keep seeing it everywhere.
Yeah. So when I signed up so I did and tried to sign up, and when I went through that, I had to log in, and I had trouble logging in because it wouldn't take my password.
Oh.
And so finally I hit, reset password, and then once I did that, it went through fine.
Mine wouldn't go through at all.
Yeah.
Told me there was already an account with my email address on it, which was one of the $7.
Yeah, it took me a couple different tries. I had to reset my password and then go sign up for the newsletter about 3 times just to get back to that $7 offer.
You're like, don't refresh, don't do anything.
Yeah, so like the 3rd time, I'm like, oh, there's a discount code here. I'll just write down the code in case I get kicked out again.
There you
I'll
go.
Go and look for that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a little tricky, but once you get in there, you should be able to see what you've bought, and then you should be able to search and find it. It's not super user friendly as it used to be. Like you can't, it'll show the profile of the teacher, but you can't click on the teacher's name and show all of their classes. So they don't have everything quite connected yet.
Okay.
You might have to dig for a minute, but you should be able to find it. So. Yeah, and maybe the best way is to buy the membership instead of each of those individually, depending on how they have it presented. So,
yeah.
All right, cool. Cindy, did you have something?
Yeah, you want to talk about the retreat?
What do you want?
Plan.
It's November 5th evening, and then 6th and 7th. I have not chosen the movie yet, so that's still up in the air. And then I have to enter people into the Facebook group apparently because I've ignored that or requests. And all the packages have been shipped. So yeah, you don't have to open it. I should have put on there like retreat, don't open till, but I didn't because I'm not that smart sometimes. So anyways. But even if you do,
the days, and I stuck everything in a clear plastic little packet thing, so I'd know what it was for, but I didn't want to keep the outside wrapper, so I dropped them all, everything.
That's not a bad idea.
I
Yeah.
just kind of turned it upside down and just let it empty out.
Because some of the stuff is free, and then there's an envelope for day 1 and day 2.
Okay.
So there you go.
And I have a Kimberbell event both days, so we'll see what
Oh,
happens.
so you did do, yeah. Yeah.
But my machine's not working right, and neither
Oh.
don't know that we can even do the Kimberbell. That's
Yeah.
how I came back and signed up.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you did. That'll be fun. So I'm excited. Did you have any specific questions?
No, well, are you sold out or how many?
Yeah. Yeah. I kept it smaller, so there's 50 total.
Wow.
Are you in it, Cindy?
Yeah. Yeah, I signed up.
Yeah, I kept it a little tight just because dealing with the packages the first time around. So I just was like, okay, I'll just deal with it this way, and we'll see how it goes if we want to repeat it or not. And then I can be more prepared, because this one, even with the stuff, I was waiting for a few things. So, next time around I can get some feedback and say, okay, this worked, this didn't, and yeah. So anyways, yeah, we'll see. It should be fun though. You're working on your own projects, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Cincinnati Modern Quilt Guild we did our retreat virtually, and it worked out fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard good things. So, and we've got our bingo. We've got a bingo game that every day parts of it are released. So you have little assignments you can participate in, whatever that gives you entries.
We had more than 2 meetups though. We met up at 8 o'clock, 11 for show and tell, 2 for show and tell.
Oh yeah, you did a lot.
And yeah, we met up about every 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, we're doing 10, 2, and 7, I think. And the 2 o'clock is the make and takes.
Yeah, we had a Q&A in the afternoon in case we needed help with something. And we had a make together project.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun.
And it was really neat because a lot of Modern Quilt Guild is so young that they've got like their first babies that they're nursing in between. So it was really a good group. I had a good time.
That is fun. Everybody's so different. And yeah. Like Joni, she's running after the grandchild. No. Yeah. No, we give you breaks to eat, breaks for snacks. Yeah, but it should be fun. I'm excited. Yay.
I have to tell you, I didn't wake up the next day until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I said, oh no, it was the thing today I'm supposed to get. But no, it wasn't.
You're like, oh, I needed that. Yeah. All right. If it was the Tuesday at 1, you're like, oh, I totally blew through that one. Oh my gosh. And then you still went to bed on time. That's the thing. It's like,
yeah. And took a nap later. I was exhausted.
I love it. Yes. Bless them. Oh, it's too funny. Well, cool. All right. Sounds good. Are we good? Anything else?
Yep.
It's late. All right. So we will see each other in a couple weeks on the Tuesday afternoon meetup. Monica, good to see you. Hope you join us again. And we will say goodbye to everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.